thank you very much. Can't say it enough. I love these things. I love providing value and kind of speaking to entrepreneurs and businesses around the world. Myself and AWeber, we are located here outside of Philadelphia in the United States. So East Coast time here. It's about 11 a.m. my time. And yeah, we're headquartered here outside of Philadelphia, about 110 strong here at headquarters for AWeber. And we've been around 16 years, guys. So I don't know how familiar you are with AWeber. We're kind of in that top 3 in terms of, the industry-leading email marketing providers. We help thousands of global, about 120,000 actually, global entrepreneurs. These are business owners. These are online marketing consultants, on a global scale. So not only here in the United States, but thousands, numerous countries as well, where we're really powering their email marketing. So. And we're helping these people grow their list, and our software started kind of as the initial autoresponder, so about 16 years now, guys, that we've been in business. We started, and our CEO kind of developed the code and wrote the script that was sent an automatic email back to another individual, is really the simplest terms I can put that in. And that has really grown into a full-service email marketing platform. So you guys may hear of drip campaigns, of follow-up series. We call them, because we kind of pioneered that initially, the autoresponders. So we'll get more into that with Carlos, but great to have you guys aboard here. My personal objective is to provide some value, that you guys can put into your business right away, and you can kind of see the website here. But I myself work with a lot of direct entrepreneurs. I do a lot of the webinars here at AWeber. I work with a lot of cross-functional teams through marketing to education to product analysis here at AWeber. We're really excited to kind of, tease you with some of the updates we have on the horizon outside of what we have now today. But yeah, thanks for coming aboard, and we really look forward to kind of answering some of your questions and digging in a bit deeper as well. And we do have, if anyone's interested, Carlos, I'll throw this out right now. If you can, I can send you a link if we can get it up on the screen, or maybe you could share your screen.
Yes,
so
of course. I can, if you want to present some slides or some sites, I can convert you into presenter. Shall we do this?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that would be good. So I got some slides here, got some value to bring you guys.
Okay.
And
presenter now, Patrick.
Right up. What's that?
You are now the presenter of the webinar.
Okay, very cool.
You should accept to show your screen.
Yep.
You're familiar with the GoToWebinar platform? Yes, perfect. We see your desktop now.
Okay, so can you guys see the AWeber and Quandos? Can you see that, Carlos?
We see your desktop right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, this has got to go to, let's pull this out here. Okay, here we go.
Yes, now we see the presentation. Awesome.
Okay, cool, guys. So AWeber and Quandos, and again, welcome in. Appreciate the time. Before we kind of get into some of these points, and Carlos, you can kind of be the moderator and field some questions. Throughout this process, guys, we're offering, exclusively through Quandos, and there's some other incentives on top of this. It's 2 months free, so 60 days to try out AWeber to see if it's a fit for you guys. Just click on that link. That's our 2-month discount code link. So make sure you click on that or save it for later. You get 2 months free of AWeber. You can ping some questions off Carlos, Quandos, or myself directly as well. I'll provide my email. But if you think it's a fit for you guys, sign up there with 2 months free and start playing around with the tool to see if it can really help you grow your business. So
exactly.
That's kind of just starts things off.
I forgot to tell the attendees at the beginning of the webinar that you're free to send us your questions, okay? Nos podéis enviar vuestras preguntas. Ihr könnt uns eure Fragen schicken. We will start to just chat now. I will ask some questions to Patrick, and we will just start once you do the presentation. Or do you want to start with the Q&A right away?
Yeah, whatever you think is most valuable. If you got some questions in right away, I mean, we can listen. We can pop around these slides, and I don't really have any tight structure. I like to kind of make these, on the fly and to go with what works at the time. So
Okay,
whatever
so
you think.
I have one question. I think it's the most important question. I think if we talk about email marketing, so if you want to do email marketing, you need some people to whom you can send emails. So the first step basically would be to create a list. I think you have thousands of users. I don't know if it's millions, probably, but let's say you have a lot of users, and you probably have seen lots of strategies that work to create lists. Can you share some valuable tips with us to say what works best to create a strong list?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, it's you hit the nail right on the head. So the power and the money, you guys might have heard this. The money is in the list, right? The power and the value is in the list. So you got to really start to grow your list. And if you're starting out, bare bones, you may have a business Facebook page. You may be working on a website. You may not even have a website yet, and that's no problem. You can still, put some actionable tactics into play to really grow your list. So if you just have a Facebook page, a lot of our clients that are kind of starting from zero, put a sign-up form on your Facebook page. If you have a website, put the sign-up form on the website and choose the real estate that really works best for you. So get that sign-up form on whatever business asset you have, website, Facebook page, wherever it may be, and start capturing those contacts and those email addresses right away. And the good thing is, with Aweber or any email service you use, once you capture them through those sign-up forms, they're going to be added directly to your Aweber account. So with Facebook, I'd like to point out they got some new updates where you can add a call to action or sign-up form directly to your Facebook page, and it's really easy to kind of, if you have an audience over there, to kind of capture those as engaged subscribers as well. But in terms of tactics to grow your list, Carlos, I mean, so starting out, I would say, we see a lot of clients that either have that Facebook page, started to use MailChimp or Aweber, whoever it is. It's really about consistently providing the content and setting expectations. The next slide here, and throw it out there once. So just getting back to growing your list. What are you sending out? Is it a weekly? Is it a monthly newsletter? Set those expectations with your subscribers, whether it's 5 subscribers or whether it's 500 or 5,000, and tell them exactly what you're going to do. And that really builds credibility and helps you really start to build those digital relationships and grow your list. And we mentioned autoresponders and drip campaigns before. So picture yourself having one sign-up form on your new website and your Facebook page, and you start to get some opt-ins or subscribers there. Let them know you're going to be, hey guys, we're going to be sending you a weekly newsletter or a monthly newsletter, and maybe under that one list you have a automatic autoresponder series of 2 emails. Maybe the first email is a welcome email, and the second one goes out 15 days later just to check in with your subscriber, maybe to provide them some free stuff, some incentives, and we'll get into that, because you always got to be providing value. No one wants to just hear you talk about yourself all the time in your own business. You want to provide your subscribers value. You want to become an educator so they trust you, and it builds credibility, like I said before, and that's what builds a true audience. So we want to become these educators and influencers.
What do you mean?
Just,
Sorry, what do you mean
Carlos,
with drip campaigns? It's a term I've never heard of. Drip campaign.
so it's another word. Yeah, it's another word we hear from autoresponders. So we call ours autoresponders, right? You may also hear drip campaigns,
Okay.
which it kind of plays off
It's the same basically.
drip. Right. Follow-up series. I kind of just like to speak to all of them because we hear them a lot. So yeah. So just growing your list, guys. Put that wherever that real estate is, that sign-up form, and There's third-party apps which you can use, like a Lead Pages or a SumoMe. There's other apps out there, third-party connections, where you could build, light boxes or sign-up forms outside of what Aweber provides, that we hook into, and we see like a 10 to 15% growth in clients who use, one or two third-party apps. And when I say that, I mean like connecting to your WordPress or connecting to your Facebook page. So we hook into those through our API.
Okay, Patrick?
You with me, Carlos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Just continue. I thought that the audio went off. Okay, just continue. Just continue.
Yeah, so kind of setting the expectations, guys. And one example here, exclusive content, right? You also want to be that educator, like I mentioned. Social Media Examiner here, this is one of our in-house Aweber clients. They're providing exclusive content. They do a great job at this. It's not always content that they produce organically, right? We'll get into, they batch content or they curate it, which we'll also talk about. So it's grabbing all these other articles or maybe links that you think your subscribers will see value in and providing them as content as well. So Social Media Examiner provides quote of the week. They have reader testimonials, and they've done a great job. I mean, these guys are huge. They have a huge list, but just a really good idea, whether you're starting out or whether you're more established, to provide exclusive content that you provide on your own, but also to kind of provide other stuff that may just be interesting or fun. Quote of the week and testimonials are very powerful as well. So I mentioned curated content. Shows you're a thought leader in the industry. You're keeping up with industry trends. Just another way to allow you to become that educator. So curating content, right? You want to grab content that maybe it's on other popular blogs or businesses that you follow that you think will just be educational. So again, thinking outside the box of not just the content that you develop on your own as a business leader, but just within the industry to kind of really grow your network and grow your influence. So curation is that buzzword, but kind of just grabbing content and kind of wrangling it up that you think is valuable that will continue to grow your list. And an example, I'll show you a couple examples, Carlos. Here in-house at Aweber, there's a couple clients that we always like to point out. Daily Snacks, you guys can look these up, weekly roundup. So these guys do a very good job of curating content, and you could see that they curate film, books, or projects, or whether it's blogs. Brain Pickings does editorial content. It draws from a number of other sources. So really, that's what it's all about. Look at other sources where you can grab content and kind of put it into your own newsletters to build your audience. So these guys, I always like to point these out here as good examples of doing that. You can see the top right, it says Thor. They just round up cool links within the industry about technology, gaming, and anything that's going on in their world. So it's really cool. So with that, I mean, Carlos, anyone chiming in with questions or?
Yes,
what are we looking like?
One question from Nicholas, who is asking if he can get email addresses of his target group via Aweber. I think that is not the case, but perhaps it's better that you answer directly.
So what is the exact question again? I'm sorry.
The question is if it's possible to buy email addresses via Aweber.
So no, you cannot purchase. We don't work with anyone who purchases email addresses. We are an opt-in email service provider. So Carlos, you're familiar with using us, and you can kind of speak to this as well, probably. You can't purchase a list and import it or use it for your Aweber account. It has to be an individual or business owner that directly provided their name and email to receive marketing material from you.
Yeah,
so they have to raise their hand.
I guess that the laws in the States are a bit different. In every country they will be different, but it's always a bit complicated to buy email addresses. the first thing is that besides the legal aspects, that people often perceive them as spam. So I would not recommend to buy email addresses. I would really try to apply the strategy that Patrick is presenting, which is based on a content marketing strategy, add value to the people, and then give some incentives, lead magnets, so that people subscribe to your list.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, in what was his name again? I'm sorry.
Sorry, Patrick?
What was the name of the question? Or
Nicolas.
the individual who Nicholas. So I would say, you know, whatever your business is, Nicholas, you want to build an engaged group of subscribers. So whether it's on, you know, you're capturing them through your website or anywhere else, you know, and that's the service we provide at the end of the day. So we're an international global company, so is the MailChimp, you know, Constant Contact. You want to capture these guys and only the people who are interested, directly interested in receiving content from you. So not, yeah, that we get into a whole nother conversation with spamming and all that good stuff if we're purchasing lists. So that's a big no-no.
Yeah, exactly. I will just spam a bit the webinar. Sorry, Patrick, but I will put my own blog. So there we have a direct
Yeah,
example. Somebody who gets to the blog for the first time. You open a post and then wait some seconds. You will see an offer of an ebook you can download for free, and this is a very easy example of how it basically works. So I use, for example, I don't know if you're familiar with this plugin. I think it's really awesome, which is Thrive Leads. You have to pay for this plugin, except you're in Quandos, then and you're green level, then it's for free. But it's a plugin that for WordPress that you have to pay for, but it's really worth its money because it works incredible. It's a really great plugin, and I love it.
yeah. Do we what any other questions coming in here of the attendees or?
Well, I would then have the next question, if you don't mind. Because once you have an email marketing list, I just saw that I've sent my blog to you only and not to the rest. Once you have an list, well, you want people to open your emails and to click on your links. So, what would be your best tips to achieve this, to achieve high opening rates and high click-through rates? And it would be also very interesting to get some numbers of averages. What you see
Mhm.
averages of opening rates, click rates, and so on. You know how we marketers are. We like to compare with each other and to see if our numbers are within the right range or if we have to improve.
Sure. Yeah, so just looking at general engagement metrics, right? And obviously this varies from client to client. You know, it's based on the content you're providing, and if you have a large following, whether you're a blogger, you know, maybe you're providing educational PDFs on online marketing, whatever the case may be. But the average, I mean, the baseline that we like to see is 10% in terms of open rates. So open rates, we like to see 10% and above. Do we work with people that have below 10% open rates? Yes, of course, and you know we work with them to kind of improve their engagement, but we like to see 10% and north of that on the open rates. Click-through rates, we would love to see, you know, anywhere between 2% and 5%. You know, anything below that kind of speaks to low engagement. You know, you might have some opens, but no one's really interacting with your message. And then just, you know, so between 2 and 5% in terms of click-through rates is good. 10% and above, you know, is industry baseline is 10%. We like to see 20% around there. And obviously very limited or low amount of complaints.
Okay.
Nothing exceeding 0.1%. So if you know, in a Weber, you can see if you're a client, if you're above 0.1% in your complaints, that's when some, red flags go up, and, you might want to take a look into the content that you're sending out. But
Do you
it
think,
really varies.
sorry, Patrick, for interrupting you. Some people are surprised
No,
that it's quite low, the opening rate that you mentioned as an average, which at the same time, for me, I'm quite happy because I judge for myself that a campaign is not that good if it has not an opening rate of at least 30%, which is my kind of own measure.
hmm
I have noticed that I can improve very much this opening rate via segmentation. So this is really a bit more advanced stuff, but it's worth the effort. That means segmentation basically means that you do not send your emails always to everybody, but you have different segments, and so only interested people will receive it. Basically, I have now sent it. Basically, this invitation for this webinar, I have sent only to people who are interested in webinars. So so this was my segmentation for this one. We have another question. Ah, yeah, the question that the point that was interesting to me. From Aweber's side, when do you see the red flag via complaints? Because I see even I always have double opt-in, but there are some campaigns where really we offer free stuff, but you send it to, let's say, 5 to 10,000 people, but there are one, two, or even three people who complain or mark it even as spam. Is this normal, or do I have to worry already when somebody is complaining?
no. So to answer you quickly, yes, it is normal, right? We're all going to get the, individuals who mark it at or complain it or mark it as spam from time to time. A complaint here and there, it's not a big deal. If you're sending out to 10,000, you get, a person here and there complaining. No, it's not a big deal. If there's, 0.1% of your 10,000 are complaining, which is in the hundreds, yeah, that would cause reason to kind of take a deeper dive and to look into some things. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned segmentation. It's great, in Aweber you can kind of look at who didn't open your message. So if you sent one out yesterday, you can go back in and say, hey, show me all my subscribers who didn't open my message, or show me all my subscribers who didn't click on a specific link. So within Aweber, there's you have link tracking set up, so you can actually have some transparency into who clicked on which link.
Do
So,
you
you might.
recommend to even delete people who, for example, haven't opened the last 10 to 20 campaigns?
So I wouldn't. So what our clients do is typically on a monthly basis they might look at see who unsubscribed, right? So they might decide to remove them completely, right? Because they don't want to, they don't want to have them on the account as unsubscribes. In terms of not opening, if someone hasn't opened your message in 6 months, I would say yes, remove them. They're clearly not engaged with your content. You could try a re-engagement campaign where you send out an email newsletter and say, hey, I see you haven't, opened my message or engaged with our brand. Are you still interested? You don't know until you ask. You also can take a survey. Surveys are a really great way as well. If you see a group of drivers hasn't, I think that's a.
Patrick, I think we lost you. Patrick? Okay, in the meantime, I will ask some questions from Enkani. Can you confirm me
Okay.
that you don't hear Patrick and you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, you're back, Patrick. We didn't hear you. You were some seconds disconnected.
I am live, and I can hear you guys.
Okay, perfect. So there's one question from Enkani who asked how to create content properly for your email campaigns. I mean, you don't want your customers go to other websites, but to yours. Um, Enkani probably means how to create a proper newsletter. Enkani, am I right? Well, perhaps you can already answer the question. How to create a proper newsletter? Which kind of content would you put into this newsletter?
Yeah, so obviously that's a very, it's a broad question, but it's I would say kind of depending on the content that Connie is putting out, whatever her business is, maybe you could shoot her back a question, or maybe she can provide what her business is. But an initial, if she's starting out, she wants to kind of start to build her list. So she might want to provide, updates on her business, industry news, and within that, you can provide links that go right back to your website. So if you're trying to drive traffic and you're building your list, you can have numerous links within your newsletter that all go back to your website. In terms of engagement, let me go down a few slides here. So here's a stat by HubSpot. Some of you may be familiar with them. Using images to text within those emails to kind of drive them back to your website. A large percentage, around 65%, prefer emails that contain images versus 35% who just look at text. But yeah, you're going to have a nice mix of images and text, and also don't forget about video. The power of video, it's so strong, right? So within Aweber, you might want to put a little an About Us video in your newsletter, Connie. So maybe there's a quick intro about your business. Maybe there's a video, a couple images, complemented by some text that really engage people and make them click. Because the way I understand it, a lot of the links that you're going to have are going to go back to your website, and you're trying to drive traffic to them. So, a very easy way to drag a YouTube video within your Aweber account. You can do that, and this is a look into Aweber's platform where you can do that. Very cool. And the return on investment in terms of using the images and video is crazy. I mean, 74%, almost 80% increases engagement and just overall understanding of the product. So use video, use images, and use those links where you.
Is this a new feature, basically? I didn't know it. It's new to me, the feature.
What's that?
If the feature is new.
It's fairly new, so it's good to obviously get on your radar, Carlos, as well. Very cool. You can drag a YouTube link in there. You can use Vimeo. So think of customer testimonials or industry news using in your newsletters. It's very cool, and obviously video is video, and increases engagement. And what's that? That's more clicks, and that's more opens for all of us.
There's one question from Luca, because and I can understand his question. I think it's a very cool thing to integrate video because it's kind of new. So we'll see now that you guys, for example, open this feature. I think you can also do it via Gmail. There's some possibilities to integrate videos in emails. Once a feature is new, it's great. It will probably work. Hopefully it will work for some time. But Lucas says that if images and videos are so much more powerful than text, how is it that 90% of newsletters I'm getting from marketers and SEO are 100% text? They are structured as scheduled text-only messages. I've not experienced too much with images, I have to say, but I personally also prefer text. Do you think it's kind of a sector thing, or do you think that probably people in the States prefer images and Europeans not that much? What do you think?
I mean, I don't think it's a European to the States or type issue. I mean, a lot of the research and recent studies we've done some split testing here at Aweber with video, and I'll show you that here. This is really cool. So, and here's talking about where to use video. So I mentioned customer testimonials, telling your brand story, how-tos. But yeah, I mean, it's very subjective in terms of using text to images. I would say, you know, if you have a nice mix and if you're incorporating video somewhere, all it's going to do is increase engagement. Do a lot of clients use, you know, short form text newsletters? Yes, they do. But a lot of, you know, I'd say on our end of our 120,000 plus customers and growing at AWeber, you know, with bloggers or entrepreneurs, it's very visual. The experience is visual. And we wanted to kind of tap more into that. And so here's one test that we did. We did a test. So we sent out an email to one of our internal lists, which was an email without video and with more text, and then an email with video. And you could see the click-through rate really kind of skyrocketed there for us. And this was just a simple test. So we, you know, moving from this, we really started to incorporate more video into our internal newsletter strategy. So here's a glimpse into, you know, one of our blog posts we did, and we're doing a lot of quick tips, and be sure to check these guys out. This is Monica and Olivia from our marketing team. They're awesome. But yeah, I mean, the power of video, there's no denying that, but I wouldn't say there's thousands out there that just prefer to use text, and that's fine. If it's working for you, and I also we do have a lot of clients, and I do personally have a lot of clients that I work with that, you know what, on a weekly basis, they're providing newsletters that that are quick tips and that are more text, and they're doing great. You know, they have thousands of subscribers, and their engagement's good, but it's, you know, you don't want to get away from using images and video because it is powerful. Find where it works, and don't be, you know, don't just inject it into your strategy for the sake of doing it. Find where it could make sense and play around with it. And I encourage you guys to test some things out like we did here at AWeber.
Okay, great. I will definitely test videos, Patrick. So I have a lessons learned here, and this looks really great. I will test the video option. So I will tell you later how our results were. So there is one question from Nicolas, and he is asking what he can do if he gets registrations in his newsletter, emails that are directly marked as spam from the system and which are blocked addresses. What he can do in this case? It's a free translation.
So
I hope that you could understand the question.
yeah, so not 100% sure what the circumstance is. If he's trying to, I'm just not sure. You know, I understand completely. I could tell you with blocked addresses, our system here at AWeber will pick that up. If you try to import an email address that is invalid, maybe there's a character. Excuse me, maybe there's a character off and the email address is just wrong. So our system is going to pick that up and it will not add it to your account. And you know, and if the address doesn't even exist anymore, it's going to pick that up as well. So I'm just, you know, without knowing exactly what he's asking, so, you know, apologies there, Nicholas. I just don't understand your situation fully.
Well, what I'm not sure as well, but for what some marketers do. And I don't know if it really works, but often you are asked to use your best email. You can see options to subscribe, and please use your best email for this newsletter, because there are some people who really use emails. They have an email address for subscriptions to newsletters. I have seen email addresses like all shitty newsletters at gmail.com or something or something similar. So these kind of emails are not that valuable for the marketer because the opening rate will be much lower, I guess, because you have to compete with lots of newsletters and lots of emails that go into that inbox, and it will be more difficult to get visibility. So you really have to be that good that people. I think it's not only being good. You also have to have the trust of the people that you won't spam them with offers. So then they will be pleased to give you a better email address and not the one which is named allshittynewsletters@gmail.com. I don't know if this asks this response to your question. One other question related to spam from Luca is does being marked as spam by some users affect the deliverability, well, which is quite a difficult word, of following newsletters to other users? If so, is there a percentage of complaints which should not be surpassed?
So, talking about complaints specifically, he's asking, can you repeat it one more time?
Well, the question is if you have some complaints of spam by users, does this affect other campaigns in the future? And does it affect if you go in if you are marked directly as spam? I think this is more related a problem to Hotmail, Gmail, and so on, right? How their policies are. Well, Outlook now.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, all the internet service providers are different. I think where AWeber stands apart, and I think we've been pretty strict with how we go about this and who we work with. We want to make sure every client that we work with has an engaged group of subscribers that have directly opted in to receive email from them. Obviously, there's going to be a complaint here and there. Hopefully, it doesn't surpass the 0.1%. Where as to where the internal system here would flag it, and then we would kind of take a deeper dive into things. But we have very strong deliverability rating, and we're top notch within the industry because we have been pretty strict with who we work with. So we're 98-99% deliverability, meaning our emails get directly to the inbox more so than other providers, and that's just the way it's been.
Yeah, well, you guys, I was I like your system because it's what you said. You're very strict, and you have the best ratio in this case because other providers, they are not that strict once you want to import email addresses to a new list. I think you're not that strict anymore. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a time where it simply was not possible to import directly email addresses to an existing list, and you had to open a ticket to get it. Is it now possible?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. For a while it was you cannot import without having your subscribers to opt in again and confirm their subscription. But now, I work with a lot of clients, and clients can do this on their own as well. You simply copy and paste a CSV file of your contacts, and you import them without confirmation going out. So if you guys are looking to try out this 2 months free of AWeber, try out an account, yes, you can import a smaller portion of your list or even the full list. You can work with myself directly or our team to do that, and your subscribers will not get a confirmation email go out. So that was a pretty big change for AWeber on our end, Carlos. But I'm glad we made it because I think we have the reputation that we do, and we've been around a while, so we want to make it as easy as possible for anybody to transition over to us and work with us. So I think that's the biggest reason why we did that. We lifted that rule, I guess.
Yeah, so it's easier for people because if there are people that already have a list, it was in the past a problem because obviously not 100% of your existing subscribers would confirm the subscription. So you always would lose some people, and this is obviously a problem. So with that, marketers just don't like too much. So I think this was really a great experience from my side, I have to say. We currently have not more questions, but we already passed a bit the time that we had foreseen for this webinar. It's a long time ago that I don't speak in English that much, so sorry for that as well, and for my for my accent, the mix of Spanish, German, Cambridge. I spent 7 months in Cambridge. I think it's you don't notice it too much. But it was great to have somebody from AWeber here, to have you here, Patrick, to do this webinar in English with people from Germany and Germany probably, or as well Austria, Switzerland, I don't know, and and with people from Spanish-speaking countries. And it's really awesome, and I hope it was a great experience for you as well. And I see that the people they are quite happy, so we're getting some positive feedback. I had some interesting learnings that I will apply tomorrow. So it was a well invested time for me as well, only being moderator. So great, thanks for the video tip.
Yeah, and I guess if I were to leave you guys with any last kind of pieces of info here, and I'll just kind of go through these slides. So we talked about video, where to use video. We went through that cool internal test we did. But I mentioned earlier, guys, offer incentives. You know, always think about what you're offering your subscribers. So ebooks, coupons, discounts, free printables. What are you offering? What value are you bringing to the table? Here's a quick example of an internet online marketer. Shows his website and, you know, learn the secrets of the world's most successful internet marketers, and you could sign up and get his free download. And I said earlier as well, if you're out of ideas, just ask. You can survey your subscribers. You can use SurveyMonkey. Tweak your emails. Work on maybe less images or more text if you think, or less text and more images. So always kind of, you know, recap things on a month or two basis and kind of see where you can make some tweaks to kind of take your list to the next level. And again, guys, so here's 2 months free. I really encourage you to try us out. You know, ping me directly with any questions. patrick@aweber.com. Again, that's a 2 months free of AWeber link right there. Carlos, any last words? I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Carlos, I appreciate the time. Thanks so much for all this.
We have one last question from Alejandra. I think we will close with this last question. I think from my side, I've said it all. It was really great. I hope we can repeat this at some point of time. And Alejandra, we will give the last question and the last answer to this question. What about the best time to send emails? What is your best tip?
So the best time to send emails, you know, it varies so much from client to client. You know, recently I had a discussion with one of the clients I brought on. It's a blogger, an established list of around, you know, 10 to 20,000 and growing. And they have found that, you know, this was in their case, between 9:30 and 9:45 in the morning, you know, they're at work, they're getting settled in, but they haven't really dove into all their daily duties just yet. It's that window of opportunity when they're going to look at their iPhone or their Android, or just kind of check things out online, check out their newsletters and engage. So that, or you know, after work, obviously, between the hours of 7 and 9. So this was a recent meeting we held internally at AWeber. It was an interesting survey. So it kind of makes sense, right? Before work, after work, for most people. But again, this is very subjective. I would encourage you to test based on the content that you're sending out in your audience. But kind of from a high level, hopefully that answers some for you. It's those early morning hours, and then, you know, post work, you know, when everyone's home for dinner and kind of just hanging out.
Yeah, I think that fits pretty much to our experience as well. Normally, if it's possible, I send the invite out in the morning. It was the case for this invite as well. I sent, I think I sent the German invite before the Spanish invite because normally German people they work a bit earlier. They go a bit early to work than Spanish people. So I don't know if this was the perfect fit, but normally it works quite well in the afternoon as well. Once people had lunch and well, you know, after lunch it's a bit difficult to directly start working, and there you have kind of a 10-20 minutes gap where people, well, they like to surf, check emails, and go to Twitter or Facebook, and there you have an opportunity to get more emails open. So
Mhm.
and well, really last question then from Alejandra, and then we close. You don't have to excuse. And she said
Still see my screen, by the way?
it's not recommended to send emails in the weekend. And if you ask a marketer, he would normally say, yes, don't send email campaigns in the weekend because it's worse. I did a test. I sent an email marketing campaign on Reyes, which is well, here nobody in Spain works. So and the data was quite good. So it was even I had even better opening rates than on a normal day on Tuesday morning, for example, which would be the best time. So my simple tip would be just do tests. Do not trust what other people say and do your own test. Even if somebody says don't send out emails on Saturday, well, test it and have your own confirmation because otherwise you could you have the risk that you follow some myths which aren't true. So you won't never find out. Okay, Patrick, thank you very much. Was great having you here. Thank you very much attending the webinar. I hope that we can reunite German-speaking and Spanish-speaking countries soon and make an English-speaking webinar. And yeah, thank you very much, Patrick.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the time. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you for everybody who attended. I hope you took away a piece or two that you can really see as maybe or potentially being a fit. So, any questions, guys? Again, email me directly. Carlos, can they still see the screen here?
Yeah, they can still see it. I will put your email address directly in the chat as I did with your link, so people can
Cool.
just copy and paste, and then it's probably easier. So, just did it. Okay, okay, guys. I think we did it. So thank you very much. The link did not work, said Luca. Well, you will send me I will get your data and I will send it in the follow-up of this webinar. So hopefully we did the recording well. And there's sometimes some problems with GoToWebinar. I don't know why, but the recording sometimes does not work. But we will send a follow-up and we will include the right link. Perhaps I didn't copy and paste the link right. So
Yeah,
yeah.
if they just click on this link, if you copy and paste it, this is going to go directly to Aweber's site. But it's just it's a code for 2 months free for you guys. So just click on that link or copy and paste it, and sign up for an account, and you will get 2 months free.
Okay. I know because there's a space a letter too much. Okay. Anyway, I will put the link in the follow-up. So stay tuned. Open your emails, and you know we are looking for a higher opening rates this time. Perhaps it's a trick that works. We'll see. We'll find out. And thank you very much to everybody. Okay. Bye, Patrick.
All right, guys, have a good one. Thank you.
Bye.